Hey guys, it's Hussein. In this video, we will discuss what is the meaning of load balancing. We will go through an example, quickly explain what is the benefit of load balancing, what's an application, how you can build an application on the back end, and then we will go through the technical part where we'll actually install our own load balancer. We'll spin up multiple versions of our applications, and then we will actually physically do the load balancing using Nginx. All right, with that said, let's just jump into it. So load balancing is the process of uh, receiving requests from clients, and these clients could be mobile phones, web applications, or desktop applications, to a single node or instance. And that instance, that application, start distributing that request to multiple different applications. Usually this is referred to as the IP and the port. Okay, so with that said, let's just jump into our actual example. So classically, what we always done is I would write an application on the back end, okay, using Python, JavaScript, or PHP, and then I will spin up a web server, all right, serving my application, okay, and that usually will take the machine name and the port, and then essentially clients make requests to this IP address slash colon port, and then start consuming the application. But depending on the implementation of your application, if it's per process, each process is a single port IP, then you'll start overloading, obviously, your application. You can only serve one client per request, right? And once this client is served, you will get back the results, and then you can serve the other clients. So essentially you obtain some sort of a queue. All these clients will start waiting until you start reserving. So what the natural things to do is you basically spin up another version of the application. It's very simple, right? Just literally spin up a new process with a different port, okay, but it's the same application, right? Very simple. Okay, but now there's a slight problem. Now the clients, you have to teach them to now connect to the new port, right? To this new URL, HTTP blah port slash application. They don't know that. I mean, that's just cumbersome to do, right? So what we did is essentially establish this middle layer of infrastructure called reverse proxy. I made a lot of videos between proxy, reverse proxy, and load balancer. Check them out. I'm gonna link them here on the card. But essentially what we do is we have this load balancer, and then all the requests, the clients only knows the address of this load balancer. Okay, in this case the machine name or the domain name is called load balance, but it could be like www.anything.com, right? And that is the domain, points to this machine, which this machine or this container or anything that runs the load balancer. And that load balancer is smart enough to register what different versions of application you have, and it will start forwarding requests to your application based on which application is actually busy, or which different algorithms. Really, the basic ones, as we're gonna do today, is actually just round robin. Any request, take it to the first one. Second request to third one, and so on. Right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the basic thing. There are many algorithms that you can configure. One algorithm could be the least connected, like the client or the application that has least number of connections. Go and forward that stuff to it. That works as well, right? So with that said, let's just jump with an actual live example here. Okay, so I have here, guys, a Python example here, a code in the Python that I'm gonna link the card, the YouTube video that we did on the Python on the back end. How can we write our own application but listen to a port, right? So imagine this is your very complex library, but you want to expose it through HTTP, right, through a client. Okay, but this application is when someone or a user makes a request to it, it does something at the back end. All right, let's like, could be like image processing, could be training your neural network, could be doing complex geocoding or geo algorithms, geo analysis. it does something on the back end, right? Something that you don't want your users to do, compression, anything, right? Think of any application that you can write that is compute heavy and you want to run it on the server. So in my case, my application is very simple. It doesn't do any of that. All it does is it actually, whenever it makes a request, it only returns back, hey, you were served by the process ID that I'm currently running. And the reason I'm doing that is just I want to show you that each process is different, right? So this is just the process ID of the Python version that is running, right? The process ID of the Python application. Okay, so let's go ahead and just open a new terminal here. And I'm gonna go to this directory, pyweb, and what I'm gonna do is literally start python 3 index.py, and then I'm gonna start on port 1111. Okay, and that says like my application is ready, listening to port 111. I'll go ahead and do http localhost 1111. That's my application, right? And my application is listening to the /basic. That's my application name. So /basic, I have to do /basic. And when I do that, I immediately get the response, right? The response is served from 6070. And no matter how long I will refresh, I will always get the same result, obviously, right? We're refreshing here. And the reason is because this application is served with this process. The process, whatever that process is running, is called 6707. So what happened if now I went ahead and created another python 3 index.py 2222. I want to listen to another port. So I have two applications running. One on port 1111 and the other is port 2222. Okay, obviously it has a different port, right? Refreshing port 111, I get 6707. From this port, I get 6720. Okay, and so on, guys. Right? I can keep spinning applications, but what I want is I want a load balancer, right? So to do that, okay, in my Mac, in this case, right, for the application just for Mac, we're gonna install Nginx. For Windows, it's slightly a different thing. You have to install it from the nginx.org, right? But for Mac, we will have to use Brew, which is another package manager for Mac. So once you have Brew, we can just do Brew install Nginx. Okay, and that will take care of installing Nginx. We'll have everything, and looks like we have Nginx ready. Alright guys, now that we have installed Nginx, it's ready, right? We have to actually run it, alright? And to run Nginx, we want to run Nginx as sudo, as root, right? With higher privileges, especially because a load balancer will listen to port 80, and port 80 to listen to port 80, you have to have high permissions. Okay, so in order to do this, it's literally two commands: sudo space Nginx. Okay, if you're Windows, you just run right-click as administrator. Actually, we'll ask you to run with elevated, and that's it. That is it. Okay. With that said, now that I have Nginx, it will run with the default setting, which is port 8080. Okay, we don't want that. We're gonna change that. Okay, but in order to change that, we need to create a separate config file just for us. Okay, so let's just go ahead and create that config file that will have our Python applications and the load balancers and all that stuff. Let's just get to it. Let's get ahead and start with creating the config file. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to open. Let's create it here. Pyweb Hussein Nasser. Let's create a folder called load balancer, and then let's open it here, and I'm gonna call my config file here python.conf. You can call it whatever you want. Okay, the trick here is we want to first create a server. Okay, so that server will be the entry for our configuration. Okay, and my server will be listening on port 80. Okay, So I'm listening on port 80. That's my load balancer, okay? My load balancer, which is this guy, is listening on the port 80, which is like the optional port, right? You don't have to specify it. Okay, once you do that, I want to actually create a location. And the location is called, when you visit /basic, I want you to do the following. I want you to proxy pass and go to this link instead, right? Python web /basic. Now you'll ask yourself, what is Python web? Python web does not exist, right? This is just an alias. And that's the alias I want you to know about here is I'm going to create an upstream service, which is called Python web. Okay. And what inside it is essentially you will specify all your services. And guys, you know what our services are, right? Our services, remember, we just want to replace the Python web with the actual service application, which is IP port, which is, you guessed it, localhost. The first service is 1111. How about the second one? 2222. How about the third one? Localhost 3333, and then done. So this is it. That's our configuration right there. So all we need to do now is Nginx is currently running, remember? Okay, but I want to just inject this configuration. So we're going to reload that configuration into Nginx without taking it down. So let's just jump into it. All right. So the next thing we need to do is just go to /user /local /etc Nginx. And then this is where the configuration for Nginx is. So I'm going to just use Vim here to edit that Nginx config. And then there is a bunch of config. I really recommend not touching that, all right? But what we need to do is just add an extra configuration here. So we'll go scroll down, find our include, right? And then what we're going to do is include our own. Right, so let's go ahead and include, it's literally paste. Can we paste here? There you go. We can actually paste. So I just want to include my own configuration. All right, guys, now that we have made the configuration, the change, all we have to do is just do Nginx -s reload. And that should have reloaded my configuration with the latest one. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. So now obviously this application is still running, basic 2. Now what I want to do is actually just do localhost /basic. Would I get anything? And look at that, we are getting 6707. If I refresh, I keep refreshing, I hit another port. Okay, so I had the second application. So what happened if I now went ahead and starting another one, right? Let's start sudo index.py. We don't need sudo. It's just a Python 3 index.py 3333, right? So 3333 is already configured. We did configure it, right? 3333. All right. So now if I keep refreshing, I get 20 and 7197, which is the 333. I bet that it is, right? Let's do 3333 basic. We get 7197, 6720, and 677. So now you have just built an application with a load balancer, right? Your clients, your mobile application just can hit this and it will just direct you to the correct location, essentially. All right, regardless of which application is running, you can take an entire application down and it will work, right? So let's take 3 down and let's take 2 down. Okay, and now if I keep refreshing, I will only get the application that is running. How cool is that? Which is 6707, which is 1111, right? So that's the pretty cool thing about this. And if you replace this with the machine name, you can just like you can start building an application. Like if it has a lot of load, you can just load balance the request to the correct application, and you can just build a highly available application. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm gonna leave the source code below for the Python, this small Python script that we wrote, and we're gonna see you on the next one. Consider subscribing to this channel. We talk about a lot of software engineering topics. Load balancing is just one of them. We have a lot of courses, tutorials. We specialize in GIS here in this channel, but in general, we talk about a lot of programming and software engineering. So consider subscribing if you like that stuff. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye.